guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show, episode 122. And we actually have a special announcement for this week. And because you guys who have been with me for a long time know I have no memorization skills, I'm going to read it word for word. Crate Training Crash Course. And this is to get your puppy loving the crate. It's on Tuesday, September 26th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And you can register through the link in our bio. And there will be a replay available, but you must be registered so we can send you the replay link. You guys are looking at me. Do I got to do something else? No? Am I good? Okay. Got a lot of talking in the background. My ADHD can't handle it. And there will be no appointments next week. Oh, no AAPTS, which is the Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. So we have no show next week because I will be out of town. I am going camping. All right. Perfect. Let's get to our questions. Oh, you guys just can't handle a pillow looking around, can you? It's going to be under my back anyways. All right.
Live forever, Sparky. It must look good.
Yes, dear. All right. So we have a really fun one. This was from Chelsea. All right. Our 9-week-old lab, crate is in our bedroom. At bedtime, we feel like we have to tiptoe around so we don't wake him. For example, we want to wake up early to work out, but he doesn't usually come out of the crate till 7, so we have just not been working out. Oh, guys, come on. Afraid if our alarm goes off early, he will start to cry and want out of the crate. Yeah, you're right, he will. So let's talk about this. The crate doesn't have to be in your bedroom. If you have a guest bedroom, if you have an office space, the crate can be in there. You just might need to move it when you're going to be in that room for a majority of the day if you work from home. But the biggest thing is if you do want to wake up early and your puppy does wake up, it's not a big deal. Take him out for potty, put him back in the crate until 7 when you're done working out, and then you're good to go. He might cry a little bit, he might fuss, but honestly, he'll go back to sleep, no problem. You just got to get that potty because when a puppy is up, it's just like a baby. Baby wakes up, baby poops and pees, you got to clean it up. Puppy needs to go out to poop and pee, you got to take care of it. And then they go right back in the crate, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no problem. What was the last part? Yeah, he wants out of the crate, that's normal. He can just go right back in there, no issues. And we have a ton of questions like we do every week, so I'm going to treat this a little bit differently. I'm going to go through some of the shorter ones and give the shorter answers. I'm just not going to go on as many tangents because I have a buildup from the last 2 weeks of questions and I can't afford to do it anymore. All right, this is from Lizzie. How to stop barking in the crate. Barking in the crate, for the most part, honestly, a majority of it you ignore, but there are techniques that you can do to help them become a little bit more settled. So Curry actually barked in the crate a lot. He started with me in my program and he came to Puppy Academy just to kind of get a better idea of what the crate could look like over the long term. What we did with him in the beginning is we put him in the crate, we'd cover it with the towel, it'd be in a quiet room that no one else was frequenting in the house, and we'd put on a white noise machine and some kind of sound machine. And what it did is it gave his brain something to lock onto, which was the regular noise machine, making like the podcast or the Friends soundtrack or Will and Grace or Big Bang Theory, whatever you want, any soundtrack. Just something that the dog can listen to, and it helps kind of put them into a soothing rhythm. The white noise machine actually drowns out all the outside noise, so that's not for him. It's to drown out what we are doing and the other music box for him to listen to. So these are some easy ways of helping a puppy settle a little bit quicker. You can also do calming techniques. We think about our free time window, 3 parts. Walk and play first, training second, supervised separation third. That supervised separation, that's the important one because that's the one where he lays in his playpen, hangs out with us for the last 10-15 minutes of his supervised free time, and then he goes into the crate. So instead of us playing with him right before the crate, him being super high energy, you're settling him down, you're quieting him down, you're soothing him, and he's going into the crate at more of a neutral state versus a forward motion, high energy, just played, just trained, wants to play, wants to train more. You've calmed him down before going in there. So try that out. Let us know how it works. We have from user 857. No, I'm just kidding. Where in the house should we put the crate? Family room or a quiet room? Always a quiet room. Because if you put it in the main family room, that's like me putting my sleeping bag in the middle of PCH, which is the main highway in Redondo, and I got traffic 24/7, got a homeless guy poking me in the eye, just a lot going on. You want it in the quietest possible room. That was actually his issue as well. In the very beginning, the crate was in the living room, and he had a lot of trouble sleeping. He was always alert. Once they put it in their guest bedroom, he started sleeping, no problem whatsoever. So you just want it to be in a quiet space. And another one from Ellie. This is a very similar question. During the day, should you have the puppy's crate located where you are around, or there are noises, or in a quiet room away from you? Quiet room. Honestly, I tend to just put the crate in the bedroom, like the master bedroom. In our household, we don't tend to frequent the master bedroom except for at night, maybe to change in the morning, leave at night, or change when we get home. So it's very frequent, or very infrequent that we go in there. So I like to keep the crate in the master bedroom at all times. So during the day and also at night, dogs want to sleep around you usually. And I don't mind if our dogs sleep in the same room with us as long as they're separate from us. So they tend to go in the crate just to make them a little bit more relaxed. Plus, your own circadian rhythm can become their circadian rhythm. They hear your heart rate, they hear your breathing, they hear your snores, and all of those can help soothe them into a more ready sleep. All right, dude, are you done? I'm hearing a lot of whining. I think he's got to pee. Will you hand this off to one of our trainers, please?
Follow-up question from one of our submissions.
Oh, is this from Chelsea?
Chelsea, yes.
Okay, I love it. All right. I asked this question last week, but I was having connection issues. Oh, we lost you. But I was having connection issues and not sure you answered. So sorry if this is duplicate. When the crate is in the bedroom, what do we do if we want to wake up earlier than the pup? Feels like we're tiptoeing. Oh, I answered it about 10 minutes ago. Right at the beginning of the live, I answered it. When this hits the replay, just kind of back it up. You were the first question that I answered, though, because I really liked your question. From Angela. Oh, wait, did I answer this other question? Yeah, quiet rooms, master bedroom all day long. They can sleep in there during the day. They can sleep in there at night. Your own circadian rhythm helps them go to sleep as well. This is from Angela. How long do you leave food down? My puppy doesn't eat all of her food at feeding times. Honestly, I only leave it down for about 5 minutes, but I tend to give it again about 15 minutes later for another 5 minutes. But if you have a dog that doesn't seem like they like their food, doesn't seem like they want to eat their food, and remember guys, we're actually working our dogs for their kibble. Like the high reward treats, that's like my last stand to get an extra 5-10 minutes out of training, but a majority of the food that I give is going to be their kibble. So let's say that I got a dog and I want to work them for their kibble, and I'm giving a lot of treats because they're basically eating for everything. Eating for training, eating for walking, eating for crate training, eating for going outside to go potty, thresholds, all of it. You can't give that many treats, so we got to find another alternative. That's kibble. What I would do is if I'm trying to train my dog for their kibble is I would take that bowl of food and I give it higher value by training them with the bowl of food instead. Pour it into my training pouch, grab 3 or 4 treats, puppy come, sit, good, handful of food, like 4, 5, 6 pieces at a time. So it's not like I'm doing 500 commands for this 500 little baby kibbles. I'm doing a little baby handful each time that I ask for the command, and I'm going to reward them. It actually adds value to your food. And if you're just literally asking about how long the bowl should be on the ground, I want to give both versions for other people too. If it's just the food on the ground, 5 minutes down, take it away for 15, give another 5, take it away after that, and that becomes their next meal. And what I mean by that, that's an important part, which is if I have half a bowl of kibble left, I'm not going to refill the second half of that bowl of kibble. I'm going to give them that remaining half back in their crate. And by the way, feed in the crate, guys, because there's no distractions in the crate. It's just them by themselves on their own, and they're going to be more focused on the food, less focused on what you're doing and where you're going. Back in the crate, half bowl of food. They eat another 3 bites, don't want the rest of it. After 5-10 minutes, I'll take it away, put it up on the counter, or cover it with some like saran wrap or something, put it in the fridge, and then that remaining maybe 15 bites of kibble becomes their dinner. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'll feed the same meal 3 times until they eventually eat it. Because now what happens is the following day, I poured out whatever was remaining of the food. Maybe they didn't want to eat any of it for dinner. It's not because it's stale, because you refrigerate it. It's just there's not enough value in it. You have to add value to the food. So now I'll take that bowl. I'll pour it out at the end of the night. I don't want to keep recycling the same bowl of kibble for multiple days. And then the next morning, I'll give the maximum portion of what I would give. And what I mean by maximum portion is if you look at the feeding scale, that's not per meal. A lot of times it'll be like 15-pound dog, 1 cup of food. That's not 3 times a day. That's 1 cup for the whole day. I'll give third cup, third cup, third cup. That's my whole cup, and that's what they get. So if I give that 3rd cup in the morning, they don't eat it, and now they haven't eaten a whole meal for a whole day now. they're going to be a lot hungrier that second day. And what they get is that same kibble. Maybe I try to work them for it. Maybe I put it in their bowl, whatever you guys are trying to do. But as you go, day 1, day 2, day 3, there's not many dogs that don't eat the kibble on the 3rd day. And if they still don't, I don't push dogs past day 3 on it. You need to reevaluate the food that you're giving. Maybe they're having an upset tummy and they don't like the food because of that. Maybe it's one of the more tasteless foods and they don't like it for that reason. Some good brands I like to recommend are, I like Merrick is a good brand. I like Wellness. I like Natural Balance, limited ingredient diet for some of our more sensitive stomachs. Not a huge fan of Science Diet, but any of our dogs that have a lot of digestive issues, the Science Diet gastrointestinal, while it's not a super high quality food, in my opinion, and that's just from the research I've done in the review sites I've looked at, but it does tend to solidify poops a little bit better, and it will kind of regulate their digestive tract better as well. So yeah, a couple different things you got to look into. What if my dog is asking for more food after their portion? You probably have a lab or some kind of retriever. No, I don't really know. But every dog has a different appetite. That's what I ask for too. My wife says no because I'm going to be fat if I eat more food. No, it really just comes down to the portion is the portion. And maybe you have a really food-driven dog. But if we feed them more, they get fat. If we feed them the proper diet, they're always motivated to eat. So you keep value by feeding them the proper portion. And if your dog wants more and more food, train them for those meals. They last longer. They go farther, and the dog will feel more satisfied because as they get tired, their appetite will kind of decrease a little bit. Unless you have a lab. They'll eat your shoe if it's covered in chicken broth. But any dog that you work with, if you work them for their meals, that meal will last longer, and they'll be more tired by the end, and they'll feel more satiated from the work that you did with that food. So give it a try. See how it works. I'm going to do a longer question now. How am I doing on time? Oh, I'm doing great. I might actually get to all these. Look at me. Oh, no, I won't. There's a whole nother page. I have a 4.5-month-old Staffie, Kela, something. She started to sniff a lot on walks. As per one of your videos, you mentioned this should be addressed. Yes, it should. So since today, I practice heel with her meal, give her treats every 10 to 15 steps. Is it bad she sniffs in general or just because she is in the puppy stage? I thought sniffing was good for dogs, so I was wondering, should I let her have time to sniff and time to walk closely by me? That is an excellent question because there is a lot about the, dang it, I always forget what it's called. Basically where they get a sniff, enrichment sniffing. It's like the enrichment walk. So I can't just shut it down because I'm sure whoever promotes it has a lot of great research. I don't believe in it. I've just seen a lot of the enrichment walk turn into a walk to where a dog pulls super, super hard and people feel like they have to move on to training tools to stop it later on because they didn't prevent it in the beginning. We're not even going to get into that part because I'm going to teach you the preventative. So when a dog is walking, we are not like walking like saints. We're not going to force the nose up the entire time, but we give opportunities to sniff for a prolonged period of time. So I'm on a walk and I leave my front door. I walk up to the first patch of grass that I see. I have my dog sit, stay, pause, break, and I let them go sniff. I give them 2 to 3 minutes to get their sniffs in. They can walk left, they can walk right, they can walk forward, they can walk back, they can do front flip, back flip. I don't care, but I don't move. That is my spot to stand like a tree. Because if I walk while they sniff, I'm promoting sniffing while walking. I'm promoting the pulling later on that comes from the sniffing. So just stand like a tree. Let them sniff left, right, forward, back. But the minute they hit the end of the leash, you don't go any farther. They hit the end, they're going to get bored because they're not going anywhere. They're going to come back and start sniffing in your area. And eventually you have a dog that can kind of just hang out around you and sniff. It's not a big deal. Now I'm ready to walk again. Come, heel position, sit, pouch, good food. Maybe even keep the pouch on your right side, which is going to force their nose off the ground to kind of check out that pouch. And if they're more pushy and trying to like dig their nose in it, then you could kind of just like do a little bump away. We're not trying to Muay Thai them in the face. Just to be clear, don't elbow your dog in the face. It's more of they start reaching for your pouch. You're like, no, that's spatial pressure. No, spatial pressure. And then, no, let's go, walk a little bit faster. Let's go, slow down a little bit. Heel a little bit faster. Heel, slow them down a little bit. Difference of heel versus let's go is the introduction to heel. It's learning how to follow pressure. They pull ahead, they hit the end. Let's go, walk back a few steps. They check in, what the heck is that? Who's pulling me back? Who's restraining me? They look back, I'm holding food with my opposite hand. They come back to my side, good food, keep walking. They do it again, Good food. They do it again. Good food. Fourth, fifth time. They think about going. They're like, wait a minute. Good food. They're like, holy smokes. They want me to walk next to them for food. And now they understand the reward system of walking next to us for that food. And the reason I said keep that pouch there is because sometimes it just kind of allows you to reach in a little bit quicker and reward a little bit faster, so you're not going across the hip every single time, and it gives them something to check out. Was that the last part of it? I feel like I got all of it. Walk 10 to 15 steps. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, honestly, I might even walk 10 to 15 steps with a pivot. I might do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pivot. They follow the food along my hip. Good treat. Walk 10 to 15 steps, pivot. Good treat. So they're actually being rewarded at the end of the turn, the opposite direction for the food, and then turn again and walk now 10, 15 steps. Good food. 10, 15 steps, good food. Now they're starting to get a bit ahead again, trying to sniff more. Add in some more turns. Add in some more turns. So yeah, play around with it. But once you get on that actual walk, I prefer no sniffing, but that is my preference because I find that it gets you a better high quality walk later on in life when they can distinguish between sniffing time, break, walking time, heel. Because remember what break is. Break is a mentality. It's not just a release word. It's a you're in break mentality, which is sniffing, checking out other smells, going for, I don't know, like saying hi to people, whatever you want. But break is a mentality.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Now we have a question over here asking how long it takes a puppy to learn their name.
Ooh, I like that. It's too far back, so I'm just going to answer it. Was that the whole part of the question? How to teach a puppy your name?
How long does it take them to learn their name?
Relationship building exercise.
Keep the question and we'll see it.
Oh yeah, that's probably true. Thanks, Turkey. How do you teach a puppy to know their name and how long does it take? I kind of extended on the question because I didn't memorize what Kimberly said. That's my problem. Okay, so when you want to teach a dog their name, I like the relationship building exercise. It's name recognition and coming when called. It's double entendre. Is that a word? Yeah, it's going to be a word now. It basically means that you put food to the dog's nose, you take a small step back, food to the nose, name, come, walk back 1 to 3 steps, good, food. Food to the nose, walk back, good, food. So you basically want to touch the food to the nose, just to reiterate, say their name clearly and crisply, then walk back and guide them to you for the food. It takes 2 to 3,000 repetitions to do this. And if we had our way of doing it, how we teach it is we all try to do it in about 2 to 4 months. Because I work with clients all the time. Hey, does your dog know their name? Like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, how well? They're like, dog's around, doesn't know their name. I'm like, all right, cool. How often have you practiced? Oh, we did your 2 to 3,000 reps. How quickly? Oh, over about a year. I'm like, great. That's not going to do anything. You got to teach it quick. Those reps have to be close together. 2 to 3,000 reps, 2 to 4 months, because that means they're intaking a ton of information and you're really reinforcing it. Puppies don't have a long-term memory. And their short-term memory is 1.34 seconds as a young puppy, about 2.34 as an older dog. But their muscle memory is their whole lifeline to remember things for their life. And we still reinforce it all throughout their life. Training never ends. You're literally teaching commands to the day they die. But you just get used to it. I'm doing my walk. Cheyenne heel, sit, good, while a dog walks by. Cheyenne heel, that's my dog's name, Cheyenne. Cheyenne heel, we walk across the street, sit before going potty, break to go potty. I practice it every day because it becomes a part of the routine. It's easy to memorize, and you do it every single day until it becomes second nature. I'm going to keep going here a little bit just because I answered 2 or 3 over there. I'm going to try to switch between. This is for Summer, the poodle. How do I get my 15-week toy poodle to walk on a leash? She won't walk with a treat. You got to add more value. So about 15 minutes ago, less than that, 10 minutes ago, I told you guys how to add more value through the bowl, like through the feedings. You're no longer feeding meals in a bowl. All of your meals are coming from hand for training. Puppy doesn't want to train for food. They just skip that meal. And as long as they're a correct weight, they're at a good, decent weight, they can go 2 or 3 days with minimizing their food intake while you build up their food drive. If your puppy is not at a good weight, then you can't do that. And if that's not the case, come back next time and we'll create a new solution for you. I don't even want to bring up that solution though, because most of our puppies are probably going to be at a good weight. I even had a toy poodle use NutriCal for dogs. That's a really good one. We called it Poodle Crack. NutriCal. You can get it from Petco, you can get it from PetSmart, Centinela Feed, Amazon, I'm sure. It's a little gel, and it just is like a high flavor paste with a lot of protein in it. So it might give you soft stools. This is from one of my videos, how to potty train your puppy if you live in an apartment. What if the puppy tears up potty pads? Ouch, that one's hard. That means you can't use potty pads. But Amazon, they used to be really expensive like 10 years ago. There were these like rubber mats that you could lay under the entire playpen. And yes, they pee on them. No, they don't get absorbed, but they don't ruin your floor and it never goes through the mat. And when you get home, you just throw a potty pad on it to absorb it or a paper towel. And then you get rid of the paper towel or the potty pad and you just kind of spray some Nature's Miracle. There's a lot of different chemicals that you can put on it that are non-toxic. Wipe it up, good to go. But yeah, you're in a bit more of a difficult situation. They have all these gimmicks of like how to prevent the potty pad from being chewed. None of them work for a puppy who's motivated enough. They've got like clips and all that crap that none of them work. Just do the rubber mat. It's like $50-$60 on Amazon, and they used to be like $500 on Amazon. So price has gone down significantly since they've come out with like the little cheap knockoffs, which I have one. They're awesome. All right. This one is about littermate syndrome. We are currently fostering 2 pups, they're sisters, and we can't adopt both to prevent littermate syndrome. Would love to know if there is a way to work with them to prevent this. Once they have it, it's really hard to break. To give you an idea, is they're basically spending 4 to 6 months not together. They're created at separate parts of the house. They don't play together. They get trained separately. They're virtually living 2 separate lives until they stop looking for each other, when they stop gravitating towards each other. Because what happens with littermate syndrome is their whole sole focus becomes on each other and you have no value to them. There's no leadership that they take from you. They take their leadership in pack order from each other, which is why littermate syndrome is so difficult to work through. So if you've already started it, you've already got both puppies, complete separation for training, walking, playing. It's all toy play. It's never together because you're basically helping them understand how to be apart. So when they get adopted separately, at least it's not like this heartbreaking moment. You've built their confidence in their independence rather than their need to be together. I have a puppy who I just got at 6 weeks old, but circumstances occurred where I couldn't be in my house for 2 weeks and he is in daycare so he can get adequate care in the daytime. I see him for at least 2 to 3 hours every day and then leave him. Do you think he will remember me or be sad when I take him back from daycare? As long as you're still seeing him every day. But what do you do when you see him? Is it love for 2 hours? Is it training? Is it just hanging out at a coffee shop? Because that all matters. When your puppy eventually comes back to you, if all you've done for the past however many weeks, however many months is go see him, hang out with him, give him love and give him cuddles, then he just won't respect you when he eventually comes to live with you again. He'll respect the people that give him structure at the daycare, but he won't give you that same respect. You'll get jumping, chewing, biting, potty accidents. What you need to do when you see him is you need to make sure that 30 minutes to an hour, you do multiple training sessions. I might even for the 2-3 hours I see him daily, I might spend the first hour just kind of hanging out with them and not giving him cuddles, just spending time with them. Maybe putting him on a dog bed and letting him hang out and rewarding him with food every like 10 to 15 seconds until he can settle. And then I'll do a 15-minute training session. And 6 weeks old is young. You might only get like a 10-minute training session in there. And all the basics, what I just mentioned, the relationship building exercise, that's perfect. That's the best command I can give any new dog owner. Name recognition, come when called. You should be able to get 30 to 40 repetitions in about 10 minutes of training because you're using your kibble, you're using your food, and you're just working them for that kibble. But yeah, the quality of your association is more important than the amount of time that you see him. It could be even more detrimental to him going home with you eventually if he only gets the cuddles for the 2 to 3 hours. And there's not training, there's not walking, there's not the understanding being formed. This is from Drew. When would you move a puppy out of the bedroom or not bother? Ours is 7 months and sleeps really well in the crate with us. I'll keep him in there. If it works, it works. Don't fix something that's not broke. You're more likely to break it. I got a dog. I won't say the name. They were amazing in the crate. And then they said, this dog is so good, we're going to let them sleep in the bed, cuddle on the couch, and do whatever they want. Now they're here with us because the dog loses its stuff in the crate. And it was right after they let it start sleeping in the bed for a couple weeks. It completely destroyed all of their obedience. When it works, don't try to fix it. You're more likely to break it. If you want to revisit it at 1.5 to 2 years old when the dog is fully matured and really is locked in that crate understanding, the rules, the boundaries, the structure, then you could try it, but you should still do a couple days throughout the week, like 4 or 5 days throughout the week where the dog sleeps in the crate. Maybe one day you try him in bed. And if they stop wanting to go in the crate and they start whining in the crate, barking in the crate, just acting out more than they usually do, cut the bed, cut the couch. They're not ready for it. Some dogs will never sleep in the bed. We have 2 dogs. One of them sleeps on the bed maybe a day or 2 a week if she's lucky, but she builds separation anxiety really quickly. So my wife will say, hey, she's getting bad. No more sleep in the bed. We'll kick her out for a month. She goes back to her bed, sleeps on the floor. They're not crated. They're 9 and 11, so they're older dogs. So we've gotten past that crate for the sleep time, but some dogs need it for a long time. It really just comes up to what's the temperament of your dog? Are they more pushy? Are they more relaxed? Are they more settled? Are we permissive with them and it makes them more pushy? These are all the things that I look at. Okay.
Last one is one really good question.
Yeah, show me. Find it for me. I'm going to read this really quick. Or just find it. I want to end with this. Is it a long one or a short one? You chose a long one. All right. Hi, I hope you get this. We did. You can thank Kimberly for it. I'm not sure if this will work because it's saying invite to chat, but I have a question. Okay. I'm getting a puppy Friday and basically want to know if I should start the crate training with schedule sleep and playtime the day I bring him home. Yes, please, God, yes. Yeah, do it. It's going to make your life so much easier. With schedule sleep and playtime the day I bring him home and simple command training, sit, stay, down, etc. Or if I should give him a few days / week to get used to his new home. God, no, start right away. The training you're going to do, you're not going to get to all that though. Honestly, all I do for the first 3 days of training, we call it our BCP, which is like basic command patterns, is name, good, treat. Name, good treat, name, good treat, name, good treat. Not even come yet. Just literally like a quick eye contact. Name, good, food. Name, good, food. 5 to 10 times. And then name, food to the nose. Come one step back. Low hand. Your hand should be as low as the dog is to your body. My dog is at my ankle. My hand is by my ankle. I'm moving back and I'm moving slow. Build up to 3 steps, build up to 5 steps, build up to 8 steps over those 3 days. First day though, name recognition, come one step, and then place break, or sit break. You're not trying to do the sit, good, treat, pause, break, treat. That's too much, guys, that's too much. Just start simple. And you're at a really good place because you're right in time for our online school, which is about to start. See what we did there? Shameless plug. All right, but yeah, we are starting a new sequence of our online school. Anyone can join at any time, but it is one of those things that if you start at the beginning of the cycle, it's just a little bit easier because we tend to have quite a few people starting. And we even have a seminar that we're about to do that talks about the crate, how to get them acclimated to it, and how to get a puppy started. So I would recommend starting that, and that's going to lead me into my last part of the session, which is our outro. Reminders again, crate training crash course. It's going to be on September 26th, 1 p.m. Pacific time. And we are not doing the Ask a Puppy Trainer show next week. We'll be doing this instead for it. And we'll see you October 4th at 1 p.m., which is when I get back from camping. Okay, guys, awkward smile time.